Welcome back, everyone. Now, we've all been impacted by the global pandemic, but it's how we reacted that truly defines us. And when that reaction is to look outward, beyond ourselves, to others, be it to our company, our industry, our employees, or simply the people around us who comprise our community, that impact can be powerful and potentially life-changing. Now, this is the basis for the COVID Impact Award. And to learn more, please welcome Dan Majernik from USI. Dan?
Thank you, Dustin. On behalf of USI, we are elated to support this year's Smart 50 Awards program. That's because at USI, we understand the impact COVID has had on all of us. And when we're able to rise to the occasion, we can have a real impact on those around us. Here at USI, we work with employers on helping get employees back to work safely. We help our clients develop a plan, including encouraging and tracking those that are vaccinated, as well as reinforcing the importance of masking and other safety measures to prevent the spread. We're all in this together. We are truly blessed to have impactful companies like Teletracking in our community. So it's my honor to announce this year's COVID Impact Award winners. And this year it's Michael Zamias and Chris Johnson, the co-CEOs of Teletracking. Let's learn more. Chris, congratulations again.
Honor for Michael Zamias, myself, and all of Teletracking. Thank you.
Great. Just a couple quick questions for you, Chris. Since the pandemic hit, Teletracking's been instrumental in helping local hospitals across the nation track data related to COVID by creating a platform that didn't exist before. Could you share with us, Chris, how you've created this platform and how it came about?
Sure. So in the last year and a half, Teletracking's over 3 decades of work in healthcare, where we improve visibility, productivity, efficiency, quality, and safety, was a key decision point for ASPR, which stands for the Assistant Secretary for Preparedness and Response, and HHS, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, who engaged us as part of the national COVID-19 response. So Teletracking has worked with over 6,500 hospitals in the U.S. on behalf of the federal government to create real-time visibility to hospital bed capacity and utilization, COVID diagnoses, PPE or personal protective equipment, therapeutics, and ultimately vaccines. And through Teletracking and what is known as HHS Protect, we have collected data and created information that has been the basis for CARES Act funding to states and hospitals, the distribution of PPE, therapeutics, and vaccines. And this has been acknowledged by the government as saving hundreds of thousands of lives.
How has this impacted individuals as well as hospitals?
So beyond the hospitals down to the individual, what Teletracking's data has been able to do is identify where the need is the greatest, hotspots in the country where CARES Act funding, therapeutics, vaccines, PPE, stand-up hospitals that needed to be built into communities were needed most so that we could bring care to the patients.
And what's the future plans for this type of system and for Teletracking itself?
So if you look at the work that we've done, our team is currently continuing to work with ASPR, HHS, CDC, CMS, and others as we envision the plan for the future of this critical platform. You know, moving forward, we see the benefit of this platform not only in healthcare response and policy, but also informing economic policy. And quite frankly, addressing a serious national security implications of not being prepared for an incident the scale of COVID. As we look at this, and right here in the Commonwealth, we've established something that has never existed before in our nation's history. And we never want to go back to a time before 2020. It seemed like a lifetime ago, but just before 2020, where we did not have the visibility we needed to respond in a crisis.
I appreciate your time, and it's you know, we're just absolutely blessed to have Teletracking right here in our backyard.
Thank you, Dan, and we're honored again. I appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
Well, congratulations, Michael and Chris. Thank you, Dan, for that great interview. Now let's hear once again from this year's honorees in their own words.
Pressley Ridge is a smart organization because we're constantly adapting to changes in our environment. We're not staying stagnant. We have to respond to community needs. It's especially important for us because of the work that we do in mental health services and making sure that kids and families have the resources to live successful lives.
We're focused on sustainability. We're focused on impact and growth. And our technologies are truly transformative to the world today.
We use unique teaching practices with our educators, and those educators get results. We create a learning environment that's very caring, and it's really built on relationships.
The way we've been able to recast ourselves in terms of what we offer to the market, and the way we've been able to reinvent ourselves time and again, and the way we have zagged when others have zigged. And that, I think, has made a significant amount of difference to make the company smarter.
Our ability to deliver the needed technology or desired innovation to be introduced to a marketplace is what separates us from others.
Two industries that we saw dramatically impacted by COVID-19 was both the food industry and the childcare industry. So we have put together innovative training programs to support providers in both of those industries.
We have taken on the approach to restore this land as best we can, and we've been creative about that. And most recently, October 1st, we opened an exhibit garden on 5 acres of this land, which a few years ago you couldn't even walk on, and now it has a really exciting new earth art exhibit.
We're bringing in consultants to work specifically with our female leaders. We're bringing in consultants to work with our male leaders. We aren't just saying, hey, take this training. We're asking them, what would you like to be trained on as well?
Eye tracking was difficult outside because inside you can control the lighting. And something that has been a barrier for our customers outside of their homes. So a year and a half ago, we actually came out with our outside or outdoor eye tracking.
We recently implemented a new software platform, and that software platform has allowed us to reduce our processing time on an invoice by 30%. It's a combination of the software tool as well as changing and reinventing some of our processes and looking at them from a different perspective.
Yeah, I think if you don't innovate, you die. I think that's the simplest answer I can give to that. And I think that a lot of people think they're innovating, but I think if you're not hurting, you don't feel like the world's on fire, you're probably not innovating yet.
And part of innovation is not being afraid to fail, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Those little efforts, those little pulses of trying new things and pushing the envelope of what you're doing is critical for any company, any organization to make themselves better.
Innovation is critical to survival and sustaining any organization. So I would certainly encourage every organization to constantly focus on how you can inspire and elevate innovation within the organization to move it forward.
Welcome back again. I just love hearing what these people have to say. It's so inspirational year after year that I come away from Judging Day thinking that, wow, you can do almost anything if you put your mind to it, and you've got the right spirit and fortitude to get something done. That leads me to the idea of innovation. Now, innovation at its very core is the ability to think differently. It's to ask, what if, and then follow through to see whether that you've been able to imagine can be brought to life. Now, sometimes that's a new product. Sometimes it's a new service. Other times this is a management style. And then there's also different ways to approach how you run your company. And that's what our next honoree has done. Now, to learn more, please welcome More Capito of Babs Calland.
Well, thank you, Dustin. On behalf of Babs Calland, we are elated to support this year's Smart 50 Awards program. And that's because at our firm, we really prioritize and champion entrepreneurship and innovation, especially with our emerging technologies group that we have at Babs Calland. Obviously, we're a full service law firm, but to see the innovation that's going on in the greater Pittsburgh area is really a great sign, I think, for all of Appalachia, and we're excited to be a part of it and partner with many of these growing businesses and establish businesses to create more jobs and greater economic prosperity in the area. So from the folks at Babs Callen, we say thank you to allowing us to be involved. We look forward to continue to being involved as the years go on and this partnership grows. So it's my honor to announce this year's Innovation Award honoree is Tom Mcclellan, the CEO of Intermed Labs. Let's learn a little bit more from him himself. Well, Tom, congratulations again, and thank you for joining us today. We're all excited to hear a little bit more about what's going on at Intermed Labs, and delighted to have you join us to answer a few of those questions. And we know you've developed a unique process there for commercialization of products and devices from doctors and research at Intermed. Could you share with us the process and how that works?
Sure. Again, thank you so much for the honor for Intermed Labs. We're very honored to receive the award and greatly appreciate your help and time. Intermed Labs is a really special entity. We're a startup studio. We work way upstream in the hospital to work with doctors and nurses and technicians that have great ideas. They may not have the wherewithal or the finances or the resources to bring that idea to market. So we go and we mine, instead of mining coal, we're mining ideas now. We mine those ideas. We put a strong team around those ideas, and we can help facilitate those ideas to the marketplace with great engineering and marketing and finance and a deep bench from the medical side. So we really try to surround those very early ideas with the tools that they need to get to the market.
Very cool. Well, I've had the opportunity to learn about some of your products, but if you wouldn't mind, can you give us a few examples of the ideas that you've been able to bring to the market?
Sure. The two ideas that are really hot right now and we're really excited about, one is called Fingy. You can look it up at fingy3d.com. It's essentially a 3D printed prosthetic that you can generate by taking a simple shot of your hand with a smartphone. Our software recreates the finger prosthetic. It's outsourced to a 3D printer, and it shows up at your house completely functional, ready to go out of the box for under $100. That's a real game changer because many people are disadvantaged geographically or disadvantaged financially, and they don't have access to get those prosthetics, which can make an impact in their life. This really will open up a new market for people to have access to those. Over 5 million people in the US have a missing finger. So we really think we can improve patients' lives with that. The second one that we're really working on, we're getting close to coming out with, is called Radian. And it is, we're working here with a local urologist to develop a device which helps implant Medtronic's stimulator for fecal and urinary incontinence, which, as you know, is a big problem. It's very painful for the patient to undergo, and it can be challenging for the doctor to put in. And we think we have a very unique way using the physical world as well as augmented reality world in order to help placement of that and make it smoother and easier for patients. So those are the two ideas that we're working on right now.
Very fascinating. And to date, how many projects have come to fruition, and how many are you looking to get in the pipeline each year? What's the goal of Intermed Labs?
Yeah, I think that the goal is probably about 3 projects per year at our current bandwidth. We have so many ideas that come in. We have a limited amount of bandwidth in which we can address, but generally 3 to 4 ideas per year. We have Fingy 3D, which is on the market right now. We just placed an order for a new eye shield that we developed. It's actually, the order's going out today to do our first run of 10,000 units. Radian is going to come out within the next 3 or 4 months. So that's going to be 3 projects for 2021, which we're pretty happy with. We're hoping as more bandwidth comes online, engineers, et cetera, we can add to that bandwidth.
Well, that's great. Well, Tom, thank you so much for visiting with us. Congratulations again. Obviously, you're having such an impact on the region with your innovation, and we certainly appreciate that. It's good to see you, and thank you, and congratulations again.
Thank you again so much to you, Moore, and to the Smart 50. We really appreciate it, and we'll try to make you proud.
Congratulations, Tom, and thank you, Moore, for that great interview. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about impact. What is impact? It's the ability to positively affect a company, its employees, the industry, or even the region where a company and its team members live and work. Now, an executive can also impact individuals through his or her personal activities, their actions, or even their support. This is what the 2021 Impact Category Award winner does every single day. To share more and to share her story, please welcome Sean O'Connor at Huntington Bank. Sean?
Thank you, Dustin. On behalf of Huntington Bank, we're elated to support this year's Smart 50 Awards program. At Huntington, our mission is to make people's lives better, help businesses thrive, and strengthen the communities that we serve. Looking out for people is at the center of everything we do. So it is my honor to announce this year's Impact Award honoree, Christy Knischel, CEO of Knischel Logistics. Let's learn more from Christy. Christy, thanks for sitting down with me today, and congratulations on your award.
Thank you. It's so great to be here again with you today.
Well, first of all, I thought I'd just start with asking you, you've been able to significantly grow your company since you've taken the reins. What have you done and what have been the results?
So one of the first things I did after taking over the company was to establish a more relaxed, family-oriented company culture and to focus on providing more in-office perks for my employees. The leadership that was under my father was a little strict, so to speak. So it was a nice change of pace that made, the office environment a little bit more casual. The results, though, in those initiatives have been high employee retention rates, high customer satisfaction due to having all well-trained and happy staff. Other actions taken to grow Knischel Logistics included creating a strategic growth strategy focused on expanding our sales agent program. We now have 22 agents across the country and currently 54 employees. We have also added a new service options along the way, such as adding a strategic partnership with Blue Grace Logistics in order to improve our LTL offerings and provide our customers with a more competitive pricing. Our LTL division has significantly grown, more than tripled, making our customers happy and being able to have more options. So when Knischel Logistics began, our first year revenue was about $2 million in just intermodal. We are now on a path to hit $100 million in revenue this year with 3 major modal offerings.
Wow, that's impressive, and congratulations again. Christy, beyond taking this fast-growing company that you've been on a mission, from what I understand, to help increase the number of women in the shipping and logistics industry. Could you share that journey and what has been your passion pursuing it?
Absolutely. I'm really excited to speak on this subject. When I first began in the transportation industry in the late 90s, there were hardly any women working in the industry and certainly none in leadership roles. I was literally the only woman in a room at every industry event I attended. It was very intimidating and kept me from connecting with my peers. I had even taken phone calls from customers who refused to speak to me, believe it or not, because they didn't believe I was in charge. And simply because I was a woman. While these things frustrated me, they also drove me out of my shell and to start networking with people, participating more heavily in industry associations, speaking events, which is something that I was not, wanting to do, but doing this changed my career in only positive ways. I've met so many people that have helped me in my journey and with my own company, and I've also been able to offer my assistance in return. My passion for increasing the number of women in logistics is twofold. I want to share my story and knowledge with other women so that they can hopefully avoid the things that were holding me back, like not interacting with my peers out of intimidation. Secondly, I know that women can bring a massive amount of value to the industry and should be in decision-making positions. Most women are incredibly adept at juggling many tasks at once and can keep their cool. This chaotic environment we feel constantly is changing the industry could only benefit from having more women in these ranks.
Wow, that's fantastic. And you've also been a mentor to women in management before this. How are you creating change there?
So I feel that I'm creating change within my own company by elevating, challenging, and rewarding my managers, many whom are women and have risen up through the ranks here at Knischel, by being open and accessible to them so that they are not afraid to ask questions or seek help. I've also hired a woman leadership coach for them to work with individually and also in a team environment. My chief operating officer, whom is a male, is also working with a woman leadership coach as well to better understand how to work better with women. So outside of Knischel Logistics, I hope that I am creating change by sharing my experiences and knowledge with the broader audiences through the Ladies Leadership Coalition and by assuming board memberships in industry associations like the TIA. The Ladies Leadership Association is a monthly podcast that I do with other women in business, where we focus on trying to empower and teach other women, whether it be through our mistakes, our successes, or anywhere in between. I know that I've created some change on an individual level through casual conversations with my network connections. Simple things like recommending a good consultant or talking about my experiences working with family have already helped other women that I have become close with. My hope is that in sharing these things, other women feel more inclined to share their own challenges and lessons so that we may all benefit from each other's knowledge and experiences.
Well, great summary, Christy. Thank you for your time, and on behalf of the Smart 50 and Huntington Bank, and once again, congratulations on your well-deserved award.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Christy, and congratulations again. We appreciate everything that you are doing in this community. And Sean, thanks for sitting down with Christy to help tell her story. So, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations again to all members of this year's Smart 50 class and our 5 specialty award category winners. Now, all of you are a testament to the vibrant energy that's evident here in Western Pennsylvania and the greater Pittsburgh region. And for that, I thank you. Now, speaking of thank you, on behalf of Smart Business, I'd like to express our gratitude to the sponsors of this year's Smart 50. First, our presenting and title sponsor, USI. Next, our friends at Huntington. And finally, our friends at Mcclellan. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't thank the team at Smart Business for their work behind the scenes. I may be the one that gets to be out front, but they're the ones who do the heavy lifting. So thank you to our team for everything that you do to make me look good. So ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank all of you for joining us here today. And we look forward to seeing you next year, where we'll once again get together to celebrate the 2022 Smart 50. Except then we'll be doing it in person. We look forward to seeing you back in person next year. For now, I'm Dustin Klein. Have a great rest of your day.